Cool. Just a reminder, everyone, about injuries. Anything that feels weird, either leave it out or message me in the group, and I'll see if I can find something that will help for next time. I will give modifications for each exercise as usual. I'm seeing all you familiar faces here, but in case anyone is new, my name is Aneequa, and I'm going to teach a 30-minute Pilates stretch for you. And anything that feels a bit weird, just leave it out. Don't worry about it. Let's get started. It's 7:30. Yeah, cool. So as usual, welcome everyone to Our Parks Live. Thank you so much for turning up to Tone Up. I've mentioned I'm Aneequa. For those of you who don't know, but I think all of you do, we're going to have a lovely, nice Pilates session. Starting with alignment, a nice mobilization, main stretches, and then a cool down. Let's start with alignment, one of the main things in Pilates. All of you know this by now. Let's get started in our correct position. Hopefully the pictures behind me aren't too distracting. We're yet to go up on the wall. Okay, so let's get started. Feet hip distance, soft knees, slightly bent knees, hips facing forward. We've got those hips, the pelvis in neutral, so forward and backward tilt. You're going to do a few times and find that point somewhere in the middle. Navel into the spine, so basically suck the belly in. Shoulders relax back and down. We've got our chin parallel to the ground and that piece of string, as I always say, pulling you all the way up to the ceiling. So we've got our lovely starting position. Take a look at your reflection and see is everything looking even. If not, just go ahead and give it a little bit of a tweak. And then let's get started onto our core engagement and then breathing straight away. So core engagement, as all of you know this, I can go over it as quickly as I normally do. Pelvic floor, hammocks pulling everything up. So we're really pulling all your internal organs up to 100% released by a third. Let's go straight ahead and put in those deep tummy muscles, that belt under the chest, now pulling it in to the tightest notch. We've got our up and we've got our in. So this entire area here feels nice and tight. We don't want to let go of that feeling. Let's practice breathing whilst keeping this core feeling nice and engaged, so nice and tight. Keep that belly sucked in. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our lower ribs and breathe in through the nose, all the way into the lower back. Exhale through the mouth. Keep those shoulders away from the ears, shoulders relaxed and down. Inhale through the nose, into the lower back. On the exhale, we're just drawing the abs together. Keeping that feeling of tightness, that feeling of core engagement. Let's do another 3 deep inhale through the nose, into the lower back. Remember, as we inhale, the fingers start to slide apart, and on the exhale, they're coming back together. We'll go again. Last one, really, really nice deep breath into the lower back, getting all the oxygen in. Exhale. Okay, let's get started. Let's do our head and neck first. So from here, look down. We're just going to do a few little head and neck rolls. We're not going to go all the way back, just looking down, gently to one side, through the center, up to the other side. We'll do a few of those. And then let's do a deeper head and neck stretch. So let's pull the head gently away. Inhale. On the exhale, look down. And let's do the other side. And then as usual, straight into those lovely shoulder rolls forward, just a few, getting everything nice and warm, nice and relaxing. First thing after you wake up, just have a little stretch. Let's reverse back. Okay. From here, we're going to go into our dumb waiter exercise. So if you remember, let's start with the elbows into the side of the body. Keep that posture, that navel into the spine. We're holding those trays. We're basically holding a tray on each hand full of drinks we don't want to spill. So first from here, we're going to hold those trays to the side. We're just going to bring those trays in and then out, keeping those arms into the sides because we don't want to spill whatever is on those trays. Do a few more. Yeah, exactly. I can see some lovely arm movements happening there. Next, we're going to pull the arms slightly away. So we're kind of at this stage here now. We've got, imagine there's a newspaper wedged underneath each one of your arms. We're going to do the same thing. We've still got those trays that we don't want to spill. Exhale as you bring the trays in. Really concentrating on the feeling of the muscles in the back. Doing the work here. And then we're going to open the arms straight. We've still got those trays on each hand. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing. This is when it starts to feel a little bit awkward. So we're just straightening the arms and then bringing those trays in. Now, you can feel the shoulders and the upper back getting involved. Keep breathing in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's do another 2. And last 1. Okay. From there, let's just take a gentle side bend one way. Remember what I always say, you're trapped between 2 panes of glass. You can't move forward or back, only to the side, inching the fingers down. Really starting to feel that spine getting a nice little stretch this way. And then from there, we're going to go into our squat. So the squat that we're going to do today, let's do a squat with the arms involved. So let's have our feet wider than hip distance, toes pointing out. We're going to have our hands in a prayer position above the head, and we're going to get our balance, so navel into the spine, and you're going to come up onto your toes in this funny position. If that hurts too much, keep your feet flat, otherwise you're here. And we're going to squat in this position here on the toes. So take an inhale and then exhale, sit low. Feel those knees going wide, but they're not going over the toes. Inhale, exhale, sit really low. Keep that straight spine. Inhale. So you're on your toes, and the arms are getting a good stretch as well. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you sit really low. Stick the bottom out. Keep that back nice and straight. Keep going. Let's do 3 more in this position. Keep on those toes. Last 2. And last 1. Give everything a shake. Feels a bit funny. Let's go straight into doing the balance, and then we'll do a nice little roll down. So from here, today, why don't we do let's do this balance exercise. We're going to have 1 foot forward, both feet facing forward, hands on the hips. All we're going to do is keep the spine straight. We're going to bend the knee as we hinge forward. So we're getting a lunge and a bit of balance as well. So you're in this kind of position. Bent knee, the front knee is bent, you're leaning forward, really stretching out that back leg, you're going to feel it. And then we're going to straighten that leg and hold. And again, exhale. Keep that back nice and straight as you just bend the knee. And then straighten the knee. Do a few more. Let's do 2 more on this side and then we'll switch. Last 1, inhale, exhale, these nice deep stretches. You can feel that the back leg's getting a really nice stretch. And then switch legs, we're going to do the same thing. Both feet pointing forwards. Front leg, front knee, you're going to bend. Keep the back leg straight. Inhale. And then again, Keep the back nice and straight. We're making a nice straight line with the body, and then straighten, bend, really, really bend forward. Let's do 2 more. Really feel that stretch in the back leg. Last one. Exhale and stretch. Okay, cool. Let's do a nice little ankle and wrist rotation here. Just one way and then the other, getting everything nice and all the joints nice and warm, one way and then the other. And then we're going to do our lovely roll downs. And when we do our last roll down, we're going to do 2 half and 1 full. We're going to do our balance in this position here. So you want to end up in this frog-like position at the end, but I will show you that again. So let's go to the end of the mat, feet hip distance. Let's enjoy these nice roll downs. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Relax the shoulders back and down. Exhale, tuck the chin in and slowly start to melt forward, keeping that chin tucked in. 1 vertebrae at a time, just hanging loose, arms and head. Keep the knees straight if you can. Bad backs, go ahead and bend the knees. Otherwise, you're just hanging nice and loose and floppy. Enjoy that, feel good. Really relax. And then exhale, really, really slowly. You're going to start to come up. Keep the chin tucked in, head comes up as the last thing. Perfect. Nice and slow. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin in. Really slowly, you're just rolling down. Again, bend the knees if you need to. Really floppy head and arms, just loose. Keep that navel into the spine, making sure it's not going into the lower back. Slowly feel that spine unraveling all the way back up. Keep the chin tucked in. Let's do our last one, all the way to a crouching position on the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly folding forward, just melting down. See if I can move the laptop so it's a little bit brighter. And we're here. So we've got hands in prayer, elbows are pushing out the inner knees, we're on our toes. Let's get our balance in this position. Take an inhale and hold. So you're really pushing your inner knees out with those elbows. Feel that hip flexor getting a stretch, but you're also having this nice balance here. When you've got your balance, gently just tip to one side, so you can tip to the right, back to center, slowly tipping to the left, back to center. We're just going to do that a couple of times, just rocking one way and then the other. If that's too much for your balance, go ahead and just stay in that center position. Otherwise, we're going to do a few. And then you can come to sitting cross-legged. We're going to do our rotation. We're going to do seated spine stretch. So get nice and comfortable, sit cross-legged. If you need to use a cushion underneath, you can do, however feels comfortable. Hopefully this is nice and comfortable for most of you. Sit bones, so both the bum cheeks firmly on the mat. Spine is really, really nice and tall, piece of strengthening your torso. We've got our shoulders relaxed and down. Being really aware of our posture in this position. From here, seated spine twist, if you remember this one, we'll do it with our hands in prayer. So it's like the thoracic twist we do sometimes standing. Thumbs to the sternum, elbows out to the sides, nice and straight. We're going to keep our hips forward, and this time we do one really deep inhale through the nose, and then we do 3 exhale with pulses and twist to the other side. Hips stay facing forward. So take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, we do this. 3 twists with exhales. Inhale back to center, exhale. And you'll feel that spine getting a nice little twist there. So inhale. Inhale back to center, exhale. And you can do those 3 breaths out loud. Inhale, into the lower back, exhale. And again. Really rotating that spine. Let's do our last one on each side. So when you've done your final one, just do a little bit of a back extension there. And we're going to do some all 4 exercises and get them out of the way. And then we'll do all the stuff on the back that's a bit more relaxing. So from here, let's just have a little back extension. I'll give you a couple of options. Option 1, all you're going to do is lift up, squeeze the glutes and squeeze the abs together. Open out the chest, tilt the head back. And we're just stretching out the lower back, lifting the hips. So you're really squeezing abs and glutes here. We're not using the lower back. The lower back should not hurt at all. And then take another little seat. And then we'll do that again. For those of you who that's too difficult for, stay seated and just open out the chest, tilt the head back. And you're still going to feel that lower back extension. Otherwise, let's go again. Let's take another breath, whichever version you're doing. Lift up, tilt the head back. Squeeze abs, squeeze the glutes. Open out the chest. Okay. Perfect. And then you can come into all 4s. In fact, let's start with cat stretch. Let's ease our way into it, and then we'll go into the next exercise. So from here, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, navel into the spine, flat back, crown of the head forward. Looking down at the mat, prop up the toes for an extra stretch, and let's go into our cat stretch. Take an inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin and arch. Exhale, reverse. And again, inhale, tuck the chin in, arch. Exhale. Keep going. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, tuck the chin in, arch. Exhale, reverse. Really feel that spine, getting a nice deep stretch. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Let's do our last one. Bring the ears away from the shoulders. Okay. From now, we're going to go into this exercise. So, again, I'm going to give you a couple of options. I'll show you first. Ideally, you're going to come into this kind of downward dog position. From here, in fact, from here, let's all get into this downward dog kind of position, and let's just stretch out the heels a little bit. Let's walk the heels. If you can see what I'm doing, I'm just bringing one heel down and then the other. So we're giving our calves, our hamstrings a little bit of a stretch. Keep those hips lifted. Feel those calves getting a good stretch. Take my socks off or I'm going to slip. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the opposite foot to, well, the opposite knee in towards the opposite hand. So from here, you're going to bring the opposite knee into the opposite hand, hold. Really, we're just doing a slow movement here. So we're really holding it. And then back, let's do the same thing. Again, inhale, exhale, bring the knee into the opposite hand and hold. Really use the core muscles here. If that is too difficult for you, you can keep the knees down on the mat, and then you can bring, so you've got one knee down and you're bringing the knee into the opposite hand and then the opposite knee into the hand. So you've got one leg down at all times. Otherwise, we're in this position and we're bringing one knee in and holding, slow, and then the other leg. Inhale, exhale, bring the other knee in. Using our own body weight, using the tummy muscles. So really think about those abs drawn together. Squeeze the abs as you're holding. Crown of the head forward, so you're not craning the neck. And then let's do one more on each side. Hold. Last one. And then you can come back down into all fours. Let's finish off there with some donkey kicks and then we'll come on to the back. So same position. As usual now we've got 1 foot flexed. Keep that foot flexed. Let's do 10 on each side. We won't do too many. We're doing 10 pulses. So remember what we're doing here. We've got the glute activated and we're just kicking, keeping the rest of the body straight, get that glute activated and we're just pulsing. You can feel the bum doing the exercise here. Let's do our 10. Again, when we're in all fours, we keep that belly sucked in. When you've done your 10, let's switch legs. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the foot flexed. When you've done your final one, you can come into a child's pose for a sec. Let's do that. Knees wide, feet together. Stretch out the lower back, and then we're going to turn onto the back. Head all the way to the mat. Stretch these fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch the fingers again, lengthening the spine. Hold. And when you're ready, you can turn onto your back and come into tabletop, or you can have a glass of water for a second. I'm going to have a little bit of water already, getting a little bit hot. Right. Sorry for anyone who can hear me gulping. Okay. Let's go. So let's get into tabletop. So you're on your lower, making sure the lower back is nice and flat. You've got knees above the hips, feet hip distance, toes pointed, palms facing down, squeeze the abs together. The first exercise we're going to do, if you remember this one, hands against the knees, well, the thighs, and you're just going to push. All we're doing is pushing the hands away from the thighs and the thighs away from the hands, and we're holding. And you'll be able to feel, keep the legs still. All you're doing is pushing, creating tension in between the hands and the thighs, and breathe. And then release, and we're going to do one more round. Inhale, exhale, legs back in tabletop and push. And really, really keep pushing, really, really feel the effect that this is having, the tension is having on your tummy muscles, bringing those abs together. Let's breathe. Another 2 breaths. Okay, hug the knees. In fact, circle them one way and then the other as usual. Get a nice little lower back massage, and then we're going to go into a simple exercise. I'll keep one knee bent and on the mat. The other foot we're going to have flexed. All we're going to do, this is a really good one for lower back. All you're going to do is take an inhale, exhale. You're just pushing that flexed foot forward. Keep the foot flexed, and then bring it back into tabletop. So we'll do a few on one leg. Inhale, exhale, push that leg out. Back to tabletop. Keep breathing. You're just pushing that foot straight, so the leg's straight, but you're keeping that foot flexed. Let's do 3 more on this leg, and then we're going to switch legs. Keep that lower back nice and flat. Extend. Let's do 1 more. Lovely. Okay, bring that foot down. Let's do the same on the other leg. One knee bent, other leg in tabletop, flex foot, extend. And again. And again. Keep going. Let's do 3 more on this leg. Fully extend that leg, keep that foot flexed. And last one. Perfect. Okay. From there, let's go into the bridge. So what we'll do this time, let's do the full bridge with the arms as well. Keep the feet hip distance, lower spine really, really flat on the mat, palms facing down. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze the abs together, squeeze the glutes. So we'll do the squeezing before we raise up into the bridge, come up there into the shoulders. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. When you're in the bridge, extend the arms behind. Use my glass of water. Extend those arms behind. As usual, stretch the fingers behind you as you're rolling all the way down. And then bring the arms down. Let's do 4 more like that. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze abs, squeeze glutes. Up into the bridge, raise the arms. Stretch the fingers behind. As you're rolling down, let's do 3 more. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze, roll it up, squeeze abs, squeeze glutes. Extend the fingers behind, roll it down. Let's do 2 more. Squeeze up into that high bridge. And stretch the fingers behind at the same time as rolling down. And then let's do our final one. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Roll it all the way back down. Okay. Let's see how much time we've got left. Not long. Let's do opening and closing of the book. That's a nice one for the upper back. Move this forward. So if you remember this one, you're going to come into almost like a clamshell position, but we've got our head on the mat and our arms like this. So get quite comfortable. It's like you're in bed. The arms are straight, they're long, at about chest height, palms are closed, but palms of the hands are closed. From here, you're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, you're just rolling the head on the mat, one side to another. You're opening out the hand, and the arm is going all the way to the other side. You feel that stretch in the upper back. And then on the exhale, the head rolls back, the arm comes back over, and you close the hands together. So what we're trying to do here is keep the head on the mat, and it's just rolling to one side. Arm opens out. And then the hand closes. So it's like a book that's opening and then closing. Keep the head on the mat. You're just rolling the head. And then rolling the head back as the hand closes. We'll do 2 more on this side. Nice and slow. Feel the upper back having a nice little stretch there. And then let's switch sides. Same thing. I'll show you from this side. Inhale, exhale, open. And hold, inhale, close, exhale, close. Opening the arm out and closing the hands back together. Rolling the head from one side to the other. And let's do 2 more on this side. Really stretch, feel the upper back getting a lovely stretch. And then we can come straight into, let's go into our number 4 from here. So lie back, make sure you're on your back again, bring the ankle over the opposite knee and pull that leg in, the opposite leg. Feel that nice stretch, breathe. And then switch legs. Hold. Breathe into that stretch, pull that leg in. Go ahead and straighten the legs, palms facing up. Tilt the head back, close the eyes, relax for a second. Exhale. Feel the upper shoulders pressing on the mat. The lower back's nice and flat. Just breathing in through the nose. Aware of the sound of the breath. Feeling the body heavy, pressing into the mat, grounding yourself. Monday morning stretch is done. As usual, the best way to start the week. Nice and motivated for all the other classes you've got this week. You can get on with your working day, feeling really, really good and energized and healthy. Slowly take another deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Relax. Slowly turn to one side. We're going to come up to standing for our posture check. See how we're all doing. Let's get into that position with the feet hip distance, soft knees. Shoulders back and down. Let's go into our heel raises, so hands on the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale off into the toes. Exactly, I can see some of you did it before me, which is great, you know what's coming. Hold. And lower the heels, we'll go again. Lovely balance everyone's got there. So remember, really using that core engagement up and in to hold you up. Let's hold this last one. Take an inhale, exhale up, hold. Squeeze everything, squeeze abs, squeeze glutes. Try and keep that posture and that balance. And then keep the head exactly where it is. Just lower the heels, feel your spine stretching. Nice and slow. And then give everything a shake. Anything that needs to be rolled, shaken. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate everyone joining early on a Monday. You're all superstars and you all do a really, really good job every week. So I'm really, really impressed. As usual, I haven't changed my handle. I'm at London Wellness Edit. And I will see you on Wednesday. And Becky, you are there. I always try and look for you at the very beginning of the class to see if you're there. And because you don't come up in my first few, Wednesday, if you're here Wednesday 10:15, we're going to do the arms for you because I promised that for so long. And I always think that you're not here. Let's do that. Right. Have a great week. I'll see everyone on Wednesday at 10:15. Thank you so much.